What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Snapshot Takes Football Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Javi, here with my boy here, Diego. And little break.
Yes, sir. We had a little break.
No league games going on.
Yeah, we had
FA Cup, I
FA
think.
Cup, Copa del Rey, all that extra footy.
Yeah.
But not big news yet. Not the big games yet. So we won't really go over that.
Yep. I believe the top four in the Prem, even after this match day, is still the same four.
Yeah.
So I guess we could go ahead and get started with Arsenal.
So that wraps up.
2 draws back to back.
0-0 both games.
Yeah.
First one, I thought it was going to be more interesting. I begged Liverpool to save us.
At least
they saved us 2 points.
Yeah.
But the other teams fumbled.
Bad.
City fumbled. Villa fumbled. So no difference there. They all tied. Top 3 places tied.
Yeah, no.
That weekday, what was it? I forgot what weekday. It's been so much footy.
Yeah, I believe now we're on match day 22.
So it's match day 21.
Yeah, that was 21.
The top 3 teams tied.
Yeah, Arsenal haven't been looking too good.
Yeah, but this goes back to my famous quote. Watch out for the TikTok we're about to post. About if they could score one more than you, they pretty much got it sealed up. But in reference to that, I was saying if they could get 1 goal, they pretty much won the game because they're not making much. They're not scoring. They're not doing anything. But to get past that defense, you need a spark of brilliance.
Yep, definitely.
So that was what I was referencing to that, but it came out the wrong way.
Nah, man. I mean, yeah, they haven't been scoring from open goal, open play. So that's kind of where their main issue kind of lies. The last time they really scored from open play was in that against Villa.
Yeah, that game when I said it, they ran riot that game. They actually played foot. They actually played ball that game and knew it. It was the best game of the season. I said if they played like that all year, I wouldn't mind them winning the league.
Right, but they don't play like that every game.
And their fans swear they're playing like prime Barcelona.
Especially against that Liverpool game. Just saying, where should have got a penalty? Just saying.
And it's crazy. You seen that? It's been a while, so it's irrelevant now. The whole Martinelli and Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
How that was the only sub Liverpool made that game.
Yeah. The only sub. And keep in mind also in that game, Liverpool didn't have a single shot on target.
They basically played with no wingers.
They didn't play with no attackers either.
Because
Gakpo was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then Frimpong was the only one really attacking.
If Frimpong was an actual winger, I think if Salah would have played that game, you guys would have probably won. Because Frimpong had a couple chances. He played great, in my opinion. Great in what he played the best to his ability.
Right.
And he played a great game based off what he could provide. But yeah, if it was a real natural winger, I believe that game is sealed.
Definitely. I don't know how it's going to work when Salah comes back, though. Because Frimpong now is kind of being transitioned into being a winger. So I don't know if once Salah comes back, he's going back into being a right back. But even then, we've said this before. Frimpong isn't your natural fullback. He's a wing back, you know.
Yeah, but I mean with Bradley being injured for the season, I think Salah has to play. Frimpong has to go to that right back position. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up that 0-0 game, and then Arsenal also tied to Forest.
Yeah.
Anything you want to bring up about that game that we really haven't covered?
No, we covered everything about that game already. That game was probably one of the most boring games I've seen.
Let's hit that topic where you were talking about how you spotted it before everybody. I've been seeing a couple clips where they're saying Saka and Gyökeres have beef.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's so noticeable. And I mean, you mentioned it before where we kind of made sense a little bit where Arsenal obviously hasn't played with a natural number 9 in a minute. Because even when you look back then with Gabriel Jesus, he's not your clinical number 9, you know. That man debates with the ball. So
he's much like a false 9/number 10.
Yeah, definitely. So and then you throw in Saka. Saka's always gonna be your starter. We've discussed that. He's the star boy, even though he hasn't been looking great as of lately. But there's so many chances where he could give the ball to Gyökeres and he doesn't do it. You know, Gyökeres makes these runs. Yeah, it looks like he's running with jeans on, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's making those runs and he's expecting those balls right there. Ben White gave him the last assist, and that's where it all was clear as day. You know, Gyökeres did his celebration, then he put Saka off to the side.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
It's getting more and more obvious.
Also, I seen that they were stating how Arsenal's best 4 games this season. One was against Bayern, the other one was maybe Villa, but it was 4 important games. I can't remember off the top of my head, but in all 4 of those games, the person who didn't start was Odegaard. So they're kind of saying like Mikel Arteta has this. He's in love with Odegaard, this and that, but he has to start putting him to the side.
Think about it. Odegaard started being back in that starting 11. You bench Eze, and not that it's gone downhill, but you see the lackluster of creativity being played because Odegaard, he hasn't been on it lately. They're still in first, but this is not even a title race, man. This is a bottle race at this point. This is terrible. Arsenal dropped points, and instead of City and Villa making up for it, they're like, nah, you got it, Chief.
They capitalized off of it because they actually got a point, and the other 2 tied. I mean, they tied, but the other 2 dropped points. They both lost.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
they're putting it on a silver platter for Arsenal, honestly.
Yeah, I ain't got too much to say about Arsenal, honestly, other than the 2 boring games that passed, and I already expressed my hate for them. So we can move on to second place. But yeah, that has Arsenal in first place, 50 points. City's in second with 43, which they lost a crazy game to Manchester United. Manchester United sacked Amorim after that crazy take we had the last video about how he said that he wants to be the manager, not the coach. The higher-ups did not like that. They sacked him. They hired Michael Carrick. They said interim manager until the end of the season. And then he pulls out this performance. Could have been easily 4-5-0.
Oh, yeah.
But they got saved by VAR. Yeah, man. Manchester United were on one. Bruno, what a game.
That man was everywhere.
How you call it? Yeah, he played a crazy game. Kobe Mainu
as well.
And Mbeumo played great coming back from AFCON. But I want to give his flowers to Mainu, man. He got freed and he played a great game. Great game. Casemiro too. He put in an absolute shift.
Yeah, man. You saw Sir Alex Ferguson was in the stands. That man was happy after that.
First time I see him smile at Old Trafford since he left.
Oh God, man.
Yo, there was a play. I don't know if you seen that. They were touching the ball on them by the sideline. Like they looked like Pep Guardiola's side.
Yeah, the roles were definitely switched right there. Pep has this disadvantage against interim coach.
Yeah.
He just can't do it.
I actually got a crazy stat that United last 4 wins against City have all came from different managers. One was Ole Solskjaer. This Michael Carrick one. The other one I believe was Ten Hag's. And I forget the other one. But yeah, all the last 4 wins from United to City have all been from different managers.
That's crazy.
So that shows you like.
I think the way to beat Pep City is by like element of surprise.
Yeah, but you seen, this is what I don't understand from Pep, especially you have a side that you've been with so long, that you've coached so long. After the game, he said he didn't have a plan for Carrick's Manchester United, like for Amorim. He knew how he was gonna play, but against Carrick he didn't. But you're Man City. You're a team that you've been there for like 10 plus years, and you still got to adapt to a different coach. I believe if Arsenal went into this game, they don't care who's coaching the game. They're going to go out and they're going to play their ball. So I kind of blame Pep for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like it's like going back to what I just said not too long ago. It's like the way to give Pep is by the element of surprise, because I feel like Pep studies a little bit too hard. Them right now, they don't have a structure going on. It's like a game plan, like game by game. They don't play the same each game.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Especially like City's whole thing is, you see, Haaland doesn't score a goal. Their team, that's pretty much who they rely on week in and week out. Before City's old, Pep's old City you'll consistently get 10 out of 10 performances from different players. But now you might get a 10 out of 10 from Cherokee. You might get a 10 out of 10 out of Foden. But next week, they're dropping stinkers. They're dropping 5 out of 10s. So it's crazy. So, can you please say City's not back? Because ever since you said that,
I didn't jinx them. It was definitely Rodri.
Please say they're not back. This man is a City hater.
I'm not a City hater. They're not back, bro. They're not back. I
Right,
take everything back what I said about City.
What do you think about them signing Guehi? More Guehi.
Waste of money, bro.
Well, how? Expand on that.
It's just it don't make sense. How you wearing Liverpool's gear in August to wearing City's kit in January? That don't make sense. 300 pounds per week for 5.5 years. No wonder he went to City. Look at all the money he's gonna get. He's getting more than Marmoush. He's the third highest paid player now in City.
Why do you think it's a waste of money though? They've been lacking defensively all season.
Right, yeah. I mean, but then again, City have signed like 14 players in like the last year.
So do you think it's a waste of money, or you just prefer
I'm just hating.
Go somewhere else?
I'm just hating. She should have gone to Liverpool. I'm just saying, but again, Liverpool didn't go for it. Again,
Liverpool's bankrupt. Have you noticed that City have been playing the high line?
have they?
Yeah, they've been playing the high line.
They don't got much of a choice, bro.
So, but like,
look at
they're trying to copy
lineup.
like, I guess they're trying to copy somebody's style with a high line, because that's not natural City's or Pep's game plan. And with that, I feel like the lack of speed that they have, because they have Ake, Fazio's out for the season. Ruben Diaz ain't the quickest. What's the right back name?
O'Reilly?
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis.
He's okay. He's not. Yo, this team has lost so much defensively, and I feel like going back to that point of that you said Rodri is Rodri's fault. Since he came down with that injury, City's not the same City.
I mean, ever since Rodri came back, bro.
But I mean,
was it like 3 draws and like 1 loss?
But I mean, can you really blame Rodri after having that terrible injury?
No, I'm not blaming him at all. I'm just saying, ever since he came back, it hasn't been looking good, bro.
I feel like they would need a whole new backline, like a real structured backline in the center mid. And
you know what's crazy though? It seems like a lot of teams are lacking defensively. Like there's like no good center backs out right now.
Arsenal.
Besides Arsenal.
Yo, Arsenal have like...
They're like the only ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I can't think about a team that's good defensively throughout the world. There's Arsenal.
There's a lack of defenders now.
Yeah, but Arsenal are great defensively, but they lack a lot offensively. How do you feel about Haaland being subbed off?
Well, Haaland hasn't been off to not to a good start. He hasn't been in a good run as of late. I think the past couple of 3-4 games maybe he hasn't scored.
Yeah,
I think so. It's weird, honestly, but I think it's the fact that you have him trying to adapt to a lot of individual players.
Nah, for sure, I agree with that. I don't know if you saw his face. Like he was in disbelief about that sub.
I mean, think about it. You're not only the highest paid player, but you're the one with the longest term contract. You're pretty much the face of the club. Because Haaland to be subbed out was unheard of, especially for the kid who came in. I think it was like a 17 or 18 year old. I don't know.
Yeah. You think Lisandro Martinez proved Scholes
wrong? Well, he definitely proved him wrong.
Maguire had a great game too.
Oh yeah, he's the one that locked up Haaland, was he?
Yeah, pretty much. And then he had that chance in the beginning of the game. I think he hit the crossbar.
I don't understand that whole drama.
What you mean?
With Scholes and Licha.
In what aspect?
Because I think Scholes had came on his podcast and said something about Licha's performance.
Basically, he was basically saying that they have to get prepared and that Haaland will pretty much carry Licha into the goal. So like he was dissing his own
Team.
Yeah, so
that's so weird considering the fact I think everybody pretty much can agree that Lisandro Martinez is a great defender.
Yeah, they just
it's because they're just getting on him because of his height.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. His height, like he's aggressive. He's great ball playing center back. So yeah, he has his mistakes like everybody, but he's pretty solid. Like when he's healthy, he's pretty much, I would say, first choice center back in United squad.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what I'm saying. It don't make sense that out of all the players you could have possibly criticized, it was Lisandro.
Yeah.
And then Lisandro even like after the game, I think he was like, "You could come to my house, you could call me and this that." And
you
then
could come to my face and tell me.
Yeah, and even Scholes came out, was like 50 years old. Fuck, I look like only your house.
He pussied out.
I feel like these players now, these retired players that have podcasts and go on to being pundits and stuff like that, I think a lot of them come out a little bit too aggressive when they know it just wouldn't be the same if they were in this time of football, you know.
Just like Jamie Carragher.
Oh yeah, no, he's terrible.
He wasn't even great.
He wasn't great at all.
So.
Bro had more own goals than goals.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the City United game.
What do you think? What do you think about Amorim though? I know you brought it up, but we didn't really go into detail about it.
So,
because that whole thing is beef with the higher ups.
Yeah. So I mean,
because it wasn't based on results.
I believe the Glazers have to go. That's definite. Like you had 6-7 managers since no pun intended since Fergie left, and none of them have worked. They all end up 1 season and a half max.
Yeah.
And it's not working. And after so long, you keep buying these new players. Like I believe this is the best transfer window they had since Mourinho was there, where he brought in Pogba and all them, Lukaku, I believe, Zlatan.
You know, but so you know, supposedly, Amorim didn't approve the last couple of signings that United made though. I heard that was partially the reason.
That's crazy. I heard he had beef with Licha too, though. That Lisandro came out and said they had problems. Same thing with Garnacho. Supposedly, when Dibu Martinez was supposed to come, supposedly he didn't like that either. So I don't know. Maybe he had agenda against Argentines, or he had agenda against certain players for sure though, because Rashford, he was like this dictator. Almost, it seemed like same thing as Ten Hag, but who knows? But I think Amorim, like we said last video, his tactics were never gonna work in the Premier League.
Yeah, honestly, no.
You see this game how they played 4-3-3, and they looked crazy. He was playing Dorgu as a left wing back. He played as a left winger, and he played crazy. Like he played great. He was playing these players out of position and in a system that it wasn't gonna work. It's not for the Premier League. The Premier League has to be more direct, more short in terms of that midfield, and he was doing way too much. Like not enough offensively. It was just Embuemo up top the whole game, pretty much, and Cunha before. He wouldn't even. Well, Sesko hasn't played. He had the tactics wrong, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that.
No, yeah, I mean I agree. The formations he would line up just didn't make sense at all. I don't know what he thought. I don't know if he really thought Sporting tactics formation would work in the Prem, but as you could tell, it clearly wasn't working. He'll try that 4-2-3 like you said, and it'll work pretty good. And I feel like in the Prem you gotta have a standard formation. I think it's all based on their player skills and the tactics that go on throughout the game. But formation should really be standard, not be the same, but relatively the same, but just shifting it a little bit. You know, you could play a 4-2-3, but the midfield could be shaped differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what.
Or like your fullbacks will have a different role.
That was my aspect going into City and Pep is kind of like you gotta have your tactics firm no matter what, but in the game, as you see, how things play out, because not every game is gonna play out the same. There you go, doing little subs, little changes, but his tactics weren't working all season, and he still didn't see that. Even though they're in fifth place. They've
Yeah,
been in a great
and I
start.
mean that's what I'm saying. Amorim wasn't sacked because of the results of these games, because this is arguably their best season in like what 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
So you could clearly tell it wasn't because of that. It was obviously beef with the higher ups, because I mean there was a whole. I think it all started with the whole Garnacho issue. I mean, Amorim would bench Garnacho, and supposedly the higher ups would be like, "You're kind of killing his value," and like understandably so, you want to sell him, but you got to play him somewhat so we can get something out of him, you know. And there were rumors going on that he wanted Ollie Watkins, but they ended up getting Sesko.
Watkins would have been a nice signing.
Yeah, and then I don't know how true it is what you heard about him supposedly not wanting Debu, but I heard the complete opposite, that he wanted Debu but ended up getting Lemons. So I don't know, that he wanted Semenyo, ended up getting Embuemo. So I don't know.
I don't know these. You know how everything is in the media, and especially British media.
Definitely. There's a whole bunch of stuff gets just blown out of proportions every week. It's the same thing.
The only thing I do know is that boy gonna get paid.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wonder how many years he had left in him.
I think 3, 2.
I mean, he did leave happy.
Yeah. I mean, oh well. But yeah, that wraps up City and United. United are sitting in 5th with 35, one behind 4th place, which is Liverpool. City's tied in 2nd and 3rd, 43. 7 behind Arsenal and Villa, 3rd place, which they also fumbled against
Another
weak
bottle.
Everton side. This game they actually dominated. Everton dominated Villa all game. It's crazy because
Villa had some moments. I don't know if you saw it, like probably like towards the end of the game, kind of. Morgan Rogers had a hell of a shot from outside the box, and what's his name, Pickford?
Yeah.
He played pretty
Pickford
good.
played a great game.
Because
first half there was a couple chances as well, and they got kind of unlucky because they hit the crossbar. So, but this game where you see that City have dropped points and Arsenal dropped points, you had the advantage that you were going to be the last one to play on the weekend, and you completely fumbled. You didn't go into the game with the amount of aggressiveness and passion to win, especially at home against a weak Everton side who's been struggling and been inconsistent all year.
You know, that's what really surprised me. It was a home loss. You know, I think this is their first home loss all season.
That's pretty wild. I didn't have that stat.
Yeah.
But I feel like as well, McGinn going out injured in the first few minutes played a big part, because McGinn, I said it in a couple of videos. Yeah, he's like their engine. Like everything goes through him. Like he's their creator. He's that gritty player that you want on your team. But yeah, they couldn't capitalize on those 2 drops. But they're still sitting in 3rd with 43 points.
The sad thing about the Everton goal was it was just defensive mistakes from Villa.
Moving on to 4th. Liverpool, who tied 1-1 with Burnley, another draw. It's like nobody could get wins this weekend.
Liverpool should have won that game, bro.
Yeah, they dominated. I saw the game. It was pretty good. Words, hats off to him. He's been...
Hats off to Ekitike, bro.
Yeah, Ekitike is that dude. He's that dude.
I don't know if you saw the build-up to that first goal.
Yeah.
Ekitike. Oh, yeah. Ekitike was...
Yeah, he was going down the wing.
Yeah. It was like, you don't see that from strikers.
You need to play him on the wing, because Gakpo is ass.
Gakpo's terrible. He's so useless. I'm surprised he got that penalty. Because he pulls the same move every time. I don't understand how people fall for that. Honestly,
he's the wish version of Robin.
Yeah, but it's terrible. And then, I mean, I know Burnley's in 19th place, one off of last place, but these low blocks, man, this reminds me why I cannot be professional. Not only because of my skills, but because these low block games, these low block teams were just frustrating me all game, bro. And Liverpool have been playing against low block teams a lot this season. And I don't know if you know it, but there's already more 0-0 draws this season than there was last season, and if that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does at this point. It's just so bad. I mean, I'm not coming out defending Liverpool because I mean, Liverpool they're starting to look kind of boring. Not gonna lie, there's no creativity being built up. So I don't know if that's our midfield issue or the fact that we're playing these low blocks or what. But like Kitiki and Works class, Soboslai. This is why I said we should have won because Soboslai. We literally had a penalty. Gakpo got the penalty, and then Soboslai missed. He hit the crossbar. So and then that goal that Burnley scored, Konate should have definitely closed in a lot quicker. But that's Konate for you this season.
Real passion.
I rant about Liverpool every hour of the day, bro.
So yeah, I mean, you guys were on top, so not much to say. You guys definitely deserve the 3 points, but in football, you don't deserve it. You earn it, so you guys earned the 1 point.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to say about Liverpool and about the Prem, honestly.
Yeah, so they sit in fourth, 36. Quick shout out to Chelsea, which they ended up winning 2-0. Joao Pedro and Palmer got back on the score sheet, another penalty. But pretty much like you said, that wraps up the Premier League standing so far. Oh, shout out to Tottenham as well. Them boys, they haven't won. They've only won like 2 games at home all season. That is terrible. I'm surprised that man hasn't been sacked.
What's his name, Thomas Frank?
Yeah, I believe he was implanted from Arteta to Tottenham because he's been claiming he loves Arsenal all these years before, and now they said when they sack him, the picture's gonna be him holding a Arsenal mug.
I believe it.
That's terrible, man.
Tottenham has gotten to a point where it's like if you want to break your losing streak, just play against Tottenham.
Yeah, but it's crazy, bro. Like 2 home games, 1 all season.
It sucks. They have such a nice stadium too.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been sacked. But yeah, that wraps up
the
Premier League. Okay, so now moving on to the Spain La Liga. You want to start off with what happened in the Super Cup first?
Oh yeah, the Clásico. Barcelona winning 3-2 against Madrid.
Last game for Xavi Alonso in command of the Madrid dressing room. It was a good game, 3-2. First half, real dominant from Barcelona. And then final 10 minutes of that first half, real action-packed. Barcelona scoring 2 and Madrid answering both goals fairly quickly. First goal from Rafinha, low-driven, great goal. Then,
right after missing the sitter.
Yeah, right after missing the sitter. Then Vinny comes out of nowhere and
great goal.
Goes down the left wing, taking on Koundé, Meganum, taking on Cubarsí and slotting it in. Great solo run. Lovely chip from Lewandowski to make it 2-1. And then Gonzalo throws both legs in the air to get that crazy goal. And then second half, I guess it was more back and forth. But
it seemed like the whole game was pretty much back and forth.
Yeah, at first half though, I feel like Barcelona just dominated. Like
but the last 10 minutes of the first half, go after go.
Yeah, but
the referees just kept giving more and more time as well.
Second half definitely was more back and forth, like you said. Rafinha ends up winning it with a deflection.
Yeah,
and honestly, I would say both teams could have definitely scored at least 2-3 goals more because Gonzalo had one in the first half where he rushed the attempt right in the dying minutes. Carreras misses a sitter. And then I think Asensio missed a header. I'm not sure if I was Asensio, but it was I think it was the last play.
But that Carreras one definitely, that one definitely hurt the most.
He tried to tap it in like a corner, like right there. You gotta take the goalie's head off. Just rocket it. But yeah, Barcelona went 3-2 after the game. When it's time to lift the trophy, Xavi Alonso tells his squad to do the guard of honor for the champions, and Mbappe tells him no, like let's get out of here. And then Xavi Alonso listened like a good boy and got off the pitch. They said that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, no, and surprisingly, Mbappe is one of those few players that claims he didn't want Xabi Alonso to leave. But I do not believe that, not one bit. Because if your coach is telling you to do something, and this refers back to the TikTok that we made a while ago,
Yeah.
it's like, if your coach is telling you to do something, you do it. No questions asked.
Yeah.
He's your coach.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with these players, man. Like,
It's
supposedly Vinny was the biggest part in him being sacked.
Vinny, I'm pretty sure it was Vinny, Bellingham, and Valverde.
Yeah, supposedly after the Clásico, the first one where Madrid won, Vinny went up to Paris and was like, yo, he's subbing me out, this, and that. And he didn't like that. So Paris already had a warning for Xavi Alonso. Then supposedly Bellingham came out and said that the assumptions of him wanting him out were shit. That's not true at all. But who knows, like we said about the Amorim thing, like the media's going to stir it up, especially in Madrid. But I still believe the players did have some type of impact because supposedly, based off what the report said, he wasn't fired. He stepped down.
Right.
So he felt like there was a loss of connection between him and the players because you're not going to step down out of nowhere.
Especially after that Clásico.
Yeah.
Because that just ruins it even more for you.
Yeah, so I feel bad for Alonso, honestly.
I do, man. He really is a great coach. It's just when you have a team that's consistent of Vinny, Mbappe, and Bellingham, who are just the most egotistical players,
they think they're bigger than the system.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. And then you have Xabi Alonso, who, as you can tell, doesn't have that much coaching experience, and he's real soft spoken.
Yeah.
So
real elegant.
Yeah, so he couldn't really put his foot down on these players, and it got to a point. I'm pretty sure it got to a point where it was so clear on video where Xabi Alonso was just like I just can't do it no more, you know.
What do you think about the appointment of Arbeloa? You think he's gonna be able to function with them?
Hell no. Bro already has what 2-3 games and already kissing up to Vinny.
I mean, I guess that's what they want because that's what nobody hated Carleto, but it was because of supposedly he knew how to manage them. He wasn't really a coach. He was more of a manager,
their friend.
being their friend.
He was their friend.
And so that's another thing that supposedly they went up to Paris and were like, "Oh, I hate how much he's making us work. Like these tactics aren't gonna work."
Mm-hmm.
And so who knows, man? Because they definitely wouldn't listen.
Yeah, and I know Arbeloa is one of those few managers that likes to pick up his voice and actually be a little bit more aggressive. But even then, if they didn't respect Xabi Alonso, what makes you think they're gonna respect the second choice right back from Madrid in his days?
It's crazy though, because you look back at it. Back in the day, if let's say Ronaldo didn't want somebody, or Modric or Kroos, like those, or Sergio Ramos, those are firm feet that you could stand on and listen.
Yeah, those are pillars of the club.
Yeah, these are greats. But right now, like even Benzema, if Benzema would say something, you wouldn't listen to Benzema,
right?
Or Gareth Bale, and they were serial winners. They won everything at the club. They won multiple Champions Leagues. They did all this and that. But now, even Vinny, he's won multiple Champions League, but Perez is given too easily into them. He's still following that same system of those players that were in the previous system. I feel like listening to the players more than the coach, and none of these players right now deserve that treatment.
Absolutely right.
So
the fact that there's so much love on Mbappe's side of it all as well is just like that's crazy. Mbappe hasn't won a goddamn thing for you guys.
Yeah,
Mbappe's been there.
He actually fucked it up in my opinion because this team was winning Champions League before he came.
Right.
As soon as he comes, it's like they don't look good. Yeah, he's scoring goals, but he's playing for himself. Ronaldo back in the day, he'll score a hat trick and he sees you're booing Benzema. Oh, here Benzema have a penalty. Oh, here Bell, let me square it up for you. He wanted the whole team to be cheered on. Like he was booed sometimes, but he showed up differently. And now Vinny's losing his shit with being booed. It's crazy because Mbappe was the only one that wasn't booed that much.
Yeah.
Like Vinny's was crazy, and
And that's what I'm saying. The fact that Mbappe is getting so much love, it's crazy compared to the rest of the squad. It's like you said, yeah, he's scoring these goals, but in what aspect is he really helping the squad? Because like, and Luis Enrique told him back then in PSG, is like, I want you to drop back because you're the leader of the squad. If you're the face of the squad, I expect you to drop back more than anybody because the rest of the players are gonna follow you.
yeah, you gotta set the example.
Yeah, exactly. So and like again, referring back to the TikTok.